Ba-da-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba. Ba-da-ba-ba. Yes, sir.
Don't mention that I'm hungover.
No, don't worry.
Prefer that I'm at the grow house making up for the last couple of days. Without lying, but infer that.
Hey everybody, sorry, you saw my face and I'm back. I was just muting the TV over here. Alright, he's muting the TV. Good morning. Good morning. It's nice to stay awake. Good morning. Good morning to you and you. Morning everybody. How is everybody doing today? Lunchbox. I love it. Exception, you too. Morning, Rick. Toys, Amelia. Morning, everybody. How is everyone doing today? Don't forget to hit that like button for me. Let's get those likes up. If you're here, just hit that like button for me. And then maybe at the end, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Good morning to Not Pops as well. No, it's going to be me. We're going to have a good time. Thank you. I see the lights going. You guys are great. I love seeing the delay happen. It's like a 5-second delay to anything that happens, and we see it. So you guys are so awesome. Thanks for being here. We're going to do some really stupid, silly, whatever. We're going to be weird today, okay? It's going to be a lot of fun. Heads up. The hat that I'm wearing, I got to do this, okay? First, I have to say this just to explain the hat. The Chargers lost to the Broncos, and I had to make a bet that I was going to post on Instagram that the Broncos were the best team ever. Instead, I have to say here out loud that I wish that Justin Herbert would wear orange and blue next year, and that hurts. That hurts, and that's called don't welch on a bet. All right, so I have to wear this hat. So if you have any questions about my loyalties to the Chargers, I have no loyalty to the Chargers. The Broncos are the best team ever. So let's go outside. All right, let's go outside. I want to show you guys some really cool stuff. We're gonna have a good show, a good tea. All right. I guess you guys weren't even expecting this kind of stuff going on for tea, huh? Mm-hmm. It's called the Mad Hatter. I do tea, B. I do tea. All right, first off, yesterday, we got snow. Look at all this. We got snow. It was beautiful. All right. Morning, everybody. It's beautiful, right? And so I was out here in the cold because I'm crazy, and I was like, man, I really like standing in the snow. Like, it's like there's an eerie quietness to it. Good day to you. And so I was standing here and I was like, well, we have a fire pit, but all we had was wet wood. I, like a goofball, was like, well, let's try and make a fire out of wet wood. And I tried for like a half hour and to no avail. But then Eric, bless him, sorry for the lights. Then Eric, bless him, went and bought firewood and made a fire. And I cooked food on my fire pit yesterday. It was awesome. Where are we? I made this room. It's my garage. Me, Chad and Cody made this room. The Mush Lounge. I don't know if any of you have seen any of that before. Alright. Oh, we got a special guest, the Sunlight. Door discipline, Eric. Door discipline. I love him. Thank you.
I love you, man. You need to have a Chris. I love 2 or 3 of them.
No, you're fine. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. We're hanging out in the Mush Lab right now, or Mush Lounge. Not the Mush Lab. Mush Lounge. We're just hanging out. We're having fun. All right. You guys broke my toilet. Toilet's on the fritz. You know? That's what happened. Morning. Morning, Slingy. You guys broke my toilet. I went to flush it last night and it wouldn't flush. That's what happened this weekend. That's how it all just kind of karmaed out. You broke my freaking toilet. Now I get to say, hey, Eric, go fill the toilet up. Morning. He is. Eric, go fill the toilet up. The crapper crapped out. Yeah. He's on it. He's on it. Bridgie. Morning. Right? You broke my toilet. We break toilets, y'all. Awesome. So I'm going to sit in the chair here, get a little closer to the door. You know what I like seeing? Everybody here. Today, we're not going to do any giveaways. Alright, it's just not me. I don't want to do that. Because what we are going to do is we're going to read a little bit of Alan Watts. Okay? We'll talk. Okay? Broke the toilet. Okay? You broke my toilet. No giveaways today. No. You want to give something away? Give each other a hug. I think a lot of us forgot some of that sometimes. Maybe we just need a hug. That's awesome, Gabe. You know? We get to talk about toilets today. Get to be goofy. I'm gonna blow your mind, though. I promise you. I read what I'm gonna read to you, and it blew my mind. All right. Why are we doing this today? Why are we doing no giveaways today? Good intentions. I'm going to read you what Alan Watts has to say to us about good intentions. Thank you, Sling Blade. Thank you. That's exactly right. So we can learn. That's why we're not doing giveaways today. I'm going to bore the hell out of you. You broke my toilet. It's not supposed to be why we're here. We all know why we're here. We're goofballs. trying. Just trying. Alright, let's read. Let's see what my favorite guy has to say about being goofy. It is an old saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. Those who believe that motive is the most important factor in any undertaking will be puzzled by this saying. For is not right motive the first step in the Buddha's path? And is it not stressed again and again that each step is set about with danger if the motive for taking it is not pure? But beware of good motives. There are good intentions and good intentions, and things are not always what they seem. Let me stop there real quick. So Alan Watts is a Western philosopher of Eastern mysticism. Loves talking about Buddhism. And I love it too. We're our own worst enemies. We really are. So we're talking about Buddhism. We're talking about ourselves and getting to know ourselves a little bit more. There are good intentions and good intentions, and things are not always what they seem. Nothing is easier than to give up the world because one is incompetent in the affairs of the world. That line, nothing is easier than giving up the world because one is confused about the affairs of the world. Just because you can't doesn't mean you shouldn't. All right? It's crazy. There is no wisdom in scorning riches simply because one is unable to obtain them, nor in despising the pleasures of the senses because one has not the means of fulfilling them. If the desire for these things exists, and if that desire is thwarted by circumstance, to add self-deception to frustration is to exchange a lesser hell for a greater. No hell is worse than that in which one lives without knowing it. I'm going to read that again. All right, I'm going to read that last one. If the desire for these things exist, and if that desire is thwarted by circumstance, desire, human, being human, if you want to go be human somewhere, all right, if you want to go be human somewhere, and that desire is thwarted by circumstance, meaning you goofed up, someone goofed up, now you got to go be human somewhere else. To add self-deception to frustration, like, I didn't mean to be there anyways, is to exchange living with the reality for unreality. You know? Be who you are. Become what you are. What kind of desires are we talking about? I think just being human. You know? It's just about being human. Being open and honest and real. You know? Morning, Free. It's about being you. For the desire which is scorned for no other reason than that it cannot be satisfied is the greatest of man's enemies. One may pretend that it does not exist, that one has surrendered it, but one must sincerely answer the question, if I could satisfy that desire, would I? If that is not answered, to make a show of giving up the world, to take up the ascetic life, not of desire, but of necessity, and to pride oneself upon it, that is to hide one's face from the enemy and so become doubly vulnerable. Thus, the first step on the path is to know what you want, not what you ought to want. Only in this way can the pilgrim set out upon his journey fully prepared. Otherwise, he is like a general that leads a campaign into an unknown territory, who, instead of ascertaining his own strength and the strength and position of his foe, concerns himself only with what he imagines these things ought to be. And however good his imaginations, he will without doubt lead his army into a hell. I'm going to read that again. Bye, Jamie. For the desire which is scorned for no other reason than that it cannot be satisfied is the greatest of man's enemies. One may pretend that it does not exist, that one has surrendered it, but one must sincerely answer the question, if I could satisfy that desire, would I? I got friends to talk to. And they know that I'm weird. I know that they're weird. You can have them. You can have them. You just can't be them. You can't be the desire. You just gotta talk about it. You know? I got people that know more about me than I probably know more than I do. You know? Because we're all hanging out. We're all trying to be real. I'm not even paying attention to myself. You know? It's hard to see the picture from the frame. Morning, Lizzie. Morning. It's hard to see the picture from the frame. And so good intentions is like, why are you here? Are you here to be human? Are you here to get in the way? Who knows? Every step is asking that question. Why are you here? It's super hard, Ginger. You know how weird I am. You guys want me to read more? I'll read more if you want. You can go hang out outside. I can freeze. I don't know. I'll read some more if you like. I won't yell at you. I'm just... Alright. Let's read about Zen, yeah? Yes, you guys are great. Alright. I'm actually having a lot of fun being out here. I'm glad you guys are out here too. We're all here just being weird. Just being weird. I think the biggest concept, or the biggest thing that we all have to worry about is like, being open, you know? Like, some of us are stupid when it comes to whatever it is that's going on with ourselves, you know, like, and we're trying to figure it out, you know, we really are. Like, I have OCD, depression, anxiety, which means that I can't stop thinking about how sad I am, and that makes me sadder, and then I just kind of want to run around the house, you know what I mean? Like, that happens every day. I battle it, you know. And I got people that I rely on to let me, like, on them, and then I can go to work, you know. That's all we need. We just, that's it. We just, can I do that real? You know what I mean? Not a bloop. Nah, bloop's different, all right. But just hey. Hey, I gotta, can I do that real quick? Exactly. Exactly, the toilet's clogged again now. Thanks, Matthew. But sometimes you gotta clog the toilet, I guess. You know? Anyhow. Let's read what Alan Watts has to say about Zen. Alright. Respect, I guess. That's a good word. Love and respect. I like that. I will, Brooke. I'll try. Alright. Well, let's read about Zen. Although Zen is a word of only 3 letters, 3 volumes would not explain it, nor even 3 libraries of volumes. If one were to compile books on the subject to the end of time, they would not explain it, for all that could be written would only be ideas about Zen, not Zen itself. Indeed, whoever imagines he has explained Zen has in fact only explained it away. It can no more be bound by a definition than the wind can be shut in a box without ceasing to be wind. Thus, any attempt to write on Zen may seem an absurdity from the beginning, but that is only so if either reader or writer imagines that Zen can be contained in a set of ideas. We're just talking about Zen. That's all he's doing. We're just talking about it. Book, we're just hanging out. I remember listening to Alan Watts, falling asleep. We're just hanging out. All those lectures were just hanging out. I can see him like just hanging out. A book about London is in no sense London itself, and no sane person would dream of thinking that it is. Yet, apparently intelligent people often make the equally ridiculous mistake of identifying a philosophical system, a dogma, a creed, with ultimate truth, imagining that they have found that truth embraced in a set of propositions which appeals to their reason. There are thousands of men and women. There are thousands of men, that blew my brain, I'm sorry, I'll get right back to that. There are thousands of men and women searching through volume after volume, visiting religious societies, and attending the lectures of famous teachers in the vain hope that they will one day come upon some explanation of the mysteries of life, some saying, some idea which will contain the solution to the infinite riddle. He's making fun of me. That's what it is. He's making fun of himself. He's like, I can't believe we're talking about this stuff. Just live it. I guess we're going to talk about it because that's what we do. You bought the ticket. Well, thank you. Some continue to search till they die. Others imagine that in various ideologies they have found what they desire, and a few penetrate beyond ideas about truth to truth itself. There are some religions and philosophies which lend themselves more easily than others to the error of mistaking the idea for the reality. Religions in which the creed and the symbol are emphasized at the expense of the spiritual experience which they are intended to embody. This, however, is less a reflection on those religions than on the ignorance of their devotees. Got him. But There's at least one cult in which their error is almost impossible precisely because it has no creed, no philosophical system, no canon of scriptures, no intellectually comprehensible doctrine. Just a bunch of goofballs. So far, he didn't write that, I said that. So far as it could be called a definite cult at all, it consists of devices for freeing the soul from its fetters. Devices which are picturesquely described as fingers pointing at the moon, and he is a fool who mistakes his finger for the moon. He's pointing at the moon. This cult is Zen, a form of Buddhism that developed in China and now flourishes principally in Japan. Zen is itself a Japanese word derived from the Chinese Chan. You're gonna kill me. I suck at reading all these, so please understand that I'm not trying to goof this up. All right, the Chinese Chan or Chana, a form of the Sanskrit dhyana, which is usually rendered in English as meditation or contemplation. Hence it, Zen is meditation, right? This, however, is a misleading translation, for although in the terminology of yoga dhyana signifies a certain state of contemplation, a state of what we should somewhat inaccurately call trance, Zen is a far more inclusive term. We come nearer to its meaning if we remember that the word dhyana is related to gnana, the Greek gnosis or knowledge, in the very highest sense of that word, which is to say supreme spiritual enlightenment. Nana, another form of which is sometimes spelled Zan, or Zian, is very close to Zen. The more so when we remember that Zen is said to have come into the world at the moment when Gautama the Buddha found enlightenment when sitting one night under the famous Bodhi tree at Bodhi Gaya in northern India. There, according to the teachers of Zen, he found something which cannot be expressed in any form of words, an experience which every man must undergo for himself, which can no more be passed on from one man to another than you can eat another person's food for him. So Buddha got his brain blown and didn't know how to tell anybody about it. Probably ate some of these goofy things that we talk about out here, and he probably was like, oh my God, I have no idea, but I think I'm going to be a better person today. And the beauty of it is, you turn that into like a cult. I think I just want to be a better person today. Didn't he, Ginger? I think you did. I think Buddha caught some little goofies on the ground, sat next to that Bodhi tree and was like, I'm out. Was he free? So he was just hallucinating. He didn't know how to explain it. I've had that. You've read all about all my goofy things that I do here. Changed me. I gotta laugh now. You know? I picked up a goofy laugh. I actually get a little bummed or bugged out by my laugh. I really do, I'll be honest with you. I'm gonna keep going. No giveaways today. If you're looking for giveaways today, give a hug away. Please, find someone. Alright? Anybody, find anybody and give them a hug. Eric gives me a hug all the time. I love them. Find someone. Give me some thumbs up and I'll keep going, alright? Give me some thumbs up. Leave me too, man. Me too. I want some thumbs up and I'll keep reading. I'll leave you guys alone. See you, Jamie, Ginger, Heidi, Sling, Kim, Zozo, Brooke, Toys, Gabe, Shannon, Joe. Love y'all. Alright. Zen, however, as a specific cult, is mainly a product of the Chinese mind. You gotta remember that this is Alan Watts reading, so if I say anything that sounds goofy, I'm just reading Alan Watts, alright? I hate... Ugh. Alright. Zen, however, as a specific cult, is mainly a product of the Chinese mind. Buddhism developed in India as a highly subtle and abstract system of philosophy. A cult of sublime otherworldliness perfectly suited to the inhabitants of a hot climate or life is able to flourish with little labor. The Chinese and Japanese, on the other hand, have a climate nearer to our own and have the same practical bent as the peoples of Northern Europe. Perhaps the greatest triumph of Buddhism is that it was able to adapt itself to a mentality so far removed from the Indian. So what he's saying is, like, India is super hot. And you can't really do much anyways, except sit and be a good person. So whereas we live in more of a temperate environment, and we can be human anywhere, oh my God. But in India, you can only kind of be human, like, right where you are, so you might as well try to be a good person. So that's all he's saying. Like, he's like, can't believe Buddhism caught on over there. I can't believe Zen caught on to such a distraction. That's what he's saying. That's funny. Thus, Zen has been described as the Chinese revolt against Buddhism. It would be nearer the truth to call it the Chinese interpretation of Buddhism. Although the term revolt certainly conveys the fierce, almost iconoclastic character of Zen. A cult which has no patience with any practice or formula, which has not immediate relationship with the one thing of importance, enlightenment. If you're not going to make me a good person, I want to hear about it. If you're in the way, get out of the way. To understand this revolt or interpretation, or better, revolutionary interpretation, some of the fundamental principles of Buddhism must be borne in mind. Alright? Keep going. The Buddha, who lived some 600 years ago BCE, taught that life as we live it is necessarily unharmonious because of the selfish, possessive attitude we adopt towards it. In Sanskrit, this attitude is called Trishna, often mistranslated desire. Remember, we talked about desire. I read. Remember. And though there is no one word for it in English, it may be understood as the craving to resist change, to save our own skins at all costs, to possess those whom we love, in fact, to hold on to life, like grim death. And that particular phrase has its moral. If anything that lives and moves is held, it dies just like a plucked flower. Egotism is a fierce holding on to oneself. I'm going to cry a little, I'm sorry. It is building oneself up in a haughty stronghold. Wow, I should have read this before, huh? It is building oneself up in a haughty stronghold, refusing to join in the play of life, refusing to accept the eternal laws of change, of movement to which all are subject. But that refusal can only be illusion. Whether we like it, page change, or not, change comes. And the greater the resistance, the greater the pain. Shit happens. You broke a toilet. Broke a toilet. Buddhism perceives the beauty of change, for life is like music in this. If any note or phrase is held for longer than its appointed time, the melody is lost. Music has a pattern. We've all got patterns. Thus, Buddhism may be summed up in two phrases: let go and walk on. Drop the craving for self, for permanence, for particular circumstances, and go straight ahead with the movement of life. The state of mind thereby attained is called nirvana. But this is a teaching easy to misunderstand, for it is so easy to represent the doctrine of letting go as an utter denial of life in the world, and nirvana as a state infinitely removed from all earthly concerns. Zen, however, corrected this error. Okay, no, it's like everybody thinks that Buddhism is like you gotta trance your brain out, and you can't. It's dumb. And letting go. Oh, you gotta let go. I like her. You gotta let it go. I like that. Let it go. No, but I want that. Let it go. It's so easy. You can't say that. You know? Zen, however, corrected this error in the most surprising and unique manner. So much that a great part of the Zen teachings may appear at first to be mere buffoonery or nonsense. A disciple came to Zen master Chao Chu, there we go, and asked, I have just come to this monastery. Would you mind giving me some instructions, please? The master replied, have you eaten your breakfast yet, or not? Yes, I have, sir. Then wash your dishes. A disciple came to Zen Master Chao Chu and asked, I have just come to this monastery. Would you mind giving me some instructions, please? The master replied, have you eaten your breakfast yet or not? Yes, I have, sir. Then wash your dishes. What else you want? You're here. It is said that as a result of this remark, the disciple was suddenly enlightened as to the whole meaning of Zen. On another occasion, a master was about to address an assembly of students when a bird began to sing in a nearby tree. The master remained silent until the bird had finished, and then, announcing that his address had been given, went away. I had some really cool stuff I was going to talk to you about. But we just listened to that bird for like 5 minutes. That was pretty cool, huh? I gotta go. Another master set a picture before two of his disciples. Do not call it a picture, he said, but tell me what it is. One replied, it cannot be called a piece of wood. The master, however, was not satisfied with this answer. You jackass. That's a jackass answer. You're trying to be Buddhist. Well, if I can't say it's not water, then I'm going to say it's not wood. Jerk. You're not paying attention. Let's pay attention. The master, however, was not satisfied with his answer, and he turned to the other disciple, who simply knocked the pitcher over and walked away. That's it. This action had the master's full approval. It would be asked whether these antics have the least connection with religion, even with ordinary sanity. They are regarded by the exponents of Zen as full of the deepest significance, and when we remember that Zen has been, beyond question, one of the most powerful influences in shaping the art and culture of the Far East, such behavior is entitled to respect. Bunch of goofballs. They are really awesome goofballs. Has it some symbolic meaning, Zen? What is it about? The answer is that it has no symbolic meaning, and that it is about nothing, but it is something. And that something is that very obvious but much ignored thing: life. The Zen master is in fact demonstrating life in its actuality. Without words or ideas, he is teaching his disciples to know life directly. Sometimes, in answer to a religious question, he will give a smack on the face, returning a reality for an abstraction. If he gave a reason to answer, the disciple would be able to analyze it, to subject it to intellectual dissection, and to imagine a mere lifeless formula as a living truth. We have read every one of our religious books over and over and over again, and we still are having the same arguments because we're morons. Smack is here one moment and gone the rest. There is nothing you can catch hold of, nothing other than a most lively fact, as much alive as the passing moment which can never be made to stay. And as a bird is a bird, you hear its song, but you cannot seize the notes to make them continue. Be human. Go. Be human. Go. Be human. Go. I'm just going to keep reading. I got 2 more pages. All right. We're reading Become Who You Are by Alan Watts. All right. We're not doing any giveaways today. I want you all to hug each other. Give some hugs away for me, all right? All right. Love you, Sling. Amen to that. I am giving away knowledge. I actually don't like the sound of my voice. I'll be honest with you. I don't. But I know that I'm a good reader and I'm a good performer. But like, oh, God, I listen to myself sometimes. I'm like, man, you're so nasally. And there's, self-truth, I guess. It just is, and it is gone. And if you feel the beauty of its song, precisely because the notes do not wait for you to analyze them, just listen to the freaking bird. Therefore, the Zen master is not trying to give you ideas about life. He's trying to give you life itself, to make you realize life in and around you, to make you realize life in and around you, to make you live it instead of, to make you realize life in and around you, to make you live it instead of being a mere spectator, a mere pedant absorbed in the dry bones of something which the life has long deserted. A symphony is not explained by a mathematical analysis of its notes. The mystery of a woman's beauty is not revealed by a post-mortem dissection. And no one ever understood the wonder of a bird on the wing by stuffing it and putting it in a glass case. You can't watch a bird fly after you killed it. Duh. Oh, I want to see what a bird looks like when it's flying. Let's go kill it and put it in a glass cage. numbnuts. To understand these things, you must live and move with them as they are alive. The same is true of the universe. No amount of intellectual analysis will explain it, for philosophy and science can only reveal its mechanism, never its meaning, or, as the Chinese say, its Tao. What is the Tao? A Zen master answers, usual life is the very Tao. It's whatever happens. How does one bring oneself into accord with it? If you try to accord with it, you'll get away from it. Stop trying to be human and just be. For you to imagine that there is a you separate from life, which somehow has to accord with life, is to fall straight into the trap. You're a part of this. You're a part of life. There's nothing wrong about you. If you try to find the Tao, you are at once presupposing a difference between yourself and the Tao. Therefore, the Zen masters say nothing about the means for becoming enlightened, for understanding the Tao. They simply concentrate on Tao itself. When you are reading a book, you defeat your purpose altogether if you think about yourself trying to concentrate on it. Let me read that again. That killed me. When you're reading a book, you defeat your purpose altogether if you think about yourself trying to concentrate on it. Right? Instead of thinking about what is written, your attention is absorbed in your efforts to concentrate. Can I read this word? It's not, can I read the, just read the word. Pops is doing fine today. It's my show today. It's Tea with Brock. Pops is doing fine. It's my show. Give hugs away. We're reading Alan Watts. Alright? Become who you are, or what you are. Just do it. Alright. The secret is to think of the book and forget yourself. But that's not all. The book is of little use to you if you go to the other extreme and simply let it run away with you. On the contrary, you must bring your own understanding and intelligence to it. And then, through the union of your own thoughts and the thoughts in the book, something new is born. I'm reading this, and I'm talking about it out loud, right? Because I'm trying to make sense of it. And, I really like this guy, so I'm glad you guys are letting me read this. On the contrary, you must bring your own understanding and intelligence to it, and then through the union of your own thoughts and the thoughts in the book, something new is born. This union is the important task. You must just do it, and not waste energy in thinking about doing it. The same is true in Zen. It does not ask that we should so submit ourselves to life that the world altogether masters us and blots us out. There are some who never live, who are always having thoughts about life and feelings about life. Others are swept away on the tides of circumstance, so overwhelmed by events that they have nothing of their own. You got flighties, you got flighties and flakies. That's what he's saying. Flighties and flakies. Buddhism, however, is the middle way. This is not a compromise, but a union between opposites to produce a higher third, just as man and woman unite to produce a child. The same process is found in almost every religion, in some deeply hidden, in others plainly revealed. In Christianity, man must be born anew of water and the Spirit, symbols of substance and energy, concrete life in the mind of man. Thus, the prayer to Christ to be born in us is the hope for the same enlightenment that we find in Buddhism, and the story of Christ's birth is its allegory, for the Holy Ghost is spirit, and Mary, from the Latin word mare, sea, water, is the world, called in Sanskrit Maya, And the mother of the Buddha was also called Maya, and he too was supposed to have been miraculously conceived. Thus, the realization of the Christ within, the Buddha within, the Tao within, or the Krishna within, is in each instance the result of a process which Zen presents to us in this unique and almost startling manner. It is the understanding of the one which lies behind the many, the bringing together of opposites, of subject and object, the ego and the universe, to create the holy child. And yet, we must beware of that definition, of that convenient summary of religious endeavor. He's a good writer. I'm a good reader. Let's check ourselves real quick. It so easily becomes a mere catchphrase, a truth so fastened in a nutshell that it ceases to be of the least use. In its prison, it withers away and dies. Therefore, Zen comes at this stage with the most inconvenient question. When the many are reduced to the one, to what is the one to be reduced? Only he who knows what that... Oh, wow, I'm going to read. Therefore, Zen comes at this stage with the most inconvenient question. When the many are reduced to the one, to what is the one to be reduced? Only he who knows what that is understands Zen. It would be futile to try to explain any further, for to do so would be to defeat the very purpose of Zen, which is to make everyone find out for himself. It is like a detective story with the last chapter missing. It remains a mystery, a thing like a beam of light which can be seen and used but never caught, loved but never possessed. And by that, we may know that Zen is life. Just hanging out. Zen is just hanging out. That was cool. Thank you. Alan Watts, everybody. Alright, we're all leaving. Are we all leaving now? I don't want to leave. Thank you, guys. It was a lot of fun. We're hanging out here in the Mush Lounge. You know? Brock Watts, yeah. I made those. Love you too, guys. Love you too. I appreciate y'all. Zen. Just be. Do you know? No? Okay. Just be. Absurdism. I love absurdism. That's why it's just like I like being goofy. It's just like, what are you going to do about it? Yes, ma'am. What are you going to do about it? I like being a goofball. Last place I worked, I'll tell some stories real quick before we got 5 minutes. I'll tell a story or two about being me, I guess. The last place I worked, I like to sing. Not early in the morning, but I mean early in the morning because that's when I worked. But I would go and wear my headphones, and you don't, like I said, the picture from the frame, you don't really see what you're doing, right? And so I was singing one time at work, and my manager comes up to me and she goes, "Are you in a band?" And I'm like, "Huh? What? What do you know? How far back in my life have you been? I know that I sang on stage once or twice. You're not supposed to know anything about that life." And I said, "No." She goes, "Well, you're a really good singer." And I was like, "Ooh, okay." Because she's listening to me sing. And I was like, "Well, is it okay if I keep singing?" She goes, "Yeah, of course. Because you don't suck." You know, she didn't say that out loud. You know, But like that's the thing. That's the reality of it. It's like if you don't screw anything up, right? If you're not getting in the way, you can do whatever you want. I can't. I wish I would. I can't sing for you. It's too early in the morning. I gotta blow my nose. I gotta go fix my toilet. Red. You know, I wouldn't know what to sing. But when you pay attention to people around you, you start to pay attention to yourself. Because you start to see the effect that you have on other people. So go give a hug. Because that person's going to hug you back. You know? That's the beauty of a hug. You're going to go give one away, and I promise you're going to get one back. I promise. You'll get a hug back if you give one away. Yeah, thank you. Sublime. I can't sing Sublime. All right. So some of the things I sang were "Lean on Me." "Lean on Me" is my favorite song of all time. Favorite song of all time. I sang that for a 8th grade talent show and got everybody in the school to clap along with me. And I think that was the birth of becoming a performer. I sucked at it. They threw me off key, and it was just whatever. It was so much fun. And so I did that at like a school dance, like a month or two after that, and it was I immediately became like, it's who I am. I can perform. I can be that guy. So I love "Lean on Me." The other song that they have, the Presley song, Elvis Presley. Oh my goodness, what the heck is that song called? Give me that song, the Elvis one that they sing. Anybody know? I cannot think. What is that song? What is that song? No. The Elvis the Red. The Love. Man. If this was a giveaway, I'd be giving stuff away for this. But there you go. Yes, that one. The Falling in Love one. Thank you. Falling in Love. So it's been 6 or 7 years since I did any kind of performing like that, and I had a blast. Just being a goofball. I don't know. Like one of the coolest things is to just realize that other people don't realize, you know, and they don't have to. You know, I'm not trying to teach anybody so you can be a better person. I'm teaching you because I'm being a better person. You know, like if you get it, you get it. If you don't get it, I got stuff to do. You know, that's it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, I got stuff to do. That's Zen right there. If you get it, you get it. So, just don't get in anybody's way. You know. All right, I'm done. I love y'all. Let's do some scrolls. Give me some hearts. Give me some hearts. Green hearts. I want green hearts. Give me green hearts. If you talk to me online, you know that I love the green hearts. Give me some green hearts. Love the green hearts. Oh, there's my green hearts. Thank you. There we go. You guys are great. You guys are great. Alright, I'm going to read you all out. You give me some green hearts. Give me some loves. And I'll see you all soon, alright? Maybe we'll do this a little bit more often, okay? So, love everybody. I got to slow y'all down. Now you freaking went fast on me here. 1 second, you silly people. Jeffrey, Ginger, Jamie, Amy. If I got boogers, I'm really sorry. Zozo, Kimberly, Glenn, Slingblade, Sammy, Jeffrey, Tony, Hagerbomb, Shannon, Jamie, Ben, Rick, Amy, Pete, Sling, Numa, Nick, he'll be back, Kim, Mycelium, Help Grow, Skylar, you as well. One, yeah, Toys, alright, Corey, Heidi, Free, alright, I caught up. Thank you, Lunch, I appreciate you. I hope y'all had a great time listening to me drone on. Alright. I love y'all. Y'all be safe. I'll talk to you soon.